Good evening, everyone. My name is Kathy McCory. I'm the CEO at the Greater Issaquah Chamber of Commerce, and I have the delightful duty of kicking off tonight's celebration of the Issaquah Community Awards. Before we get going, I do want to just give a quick announcement. Something very exciting happened today. We heard from Governor Inslee, and King County will be moving into phase 2 effective Monday. So wonderful news for our community, for our businesses, and for all of us, because it means that starting on Monday, we can start dining indoors again. Only 25% capacity for the restaurants, but that was very, very good news, and I just wanted to share it with everyone. I want to thank you for joining us this evening for our 41st Community Awards and our first virtual awards ceremony. This evening, we will showcase the best of Issaquah. We all know how special our community is, but the Community Awards brings it home in a way you do not get to experience unless you're involved in all of these fantastic organizations that are participating tonight. Commitment to community is always special. Commitment during a worldwide pandemic is going to make these awards this evening all the more meaningful. For the first time, this event is being recorded, and the recording will be available next week on the Chamber's social media channels. So be sure to look for those announcements and that recording as we move forward. Tonight is also, for the first time, free. So there are good things that can come out of a pandemic and having to move into a virtual world. I want to thank our sponsors, Sunrise Senior Living, Aegis Living in Issaquah, the Grange, and I want to thank our Chairman Circle members, Costco Wholesale, Evergreen Ford, Lincoln Chevrolet, Overlake Medical Centers and Clinics, Puget Sound Energy, Recology, Raleigh Properties, Swedish, and Virginia Mason. Now I'd like to introduce our title sponsor this evening, Sunrise Senior Living. Hannah Kelly is the Director of Sales, and she's here with us this evening to welcome you. Hannah, can you take it from here?
I can. Thank you, Kathy. As Kathy mentioned, I'm Hannah Kelly, Director of Sales at Sunrise Senior Living in Issaquah. We are a brand new, 6 months brand new, assisted living and memory care community located on the Issaquah Fall City Road and on the corner of Black Nugget Road. So we're truly thrilled to have joined the Issaquah community. We have spent a little time over the last 6 months to a year getting to know you and partner with some wonderful Issaquah nonprofit organizations. We've had the pleasure of hosting events at the Issaquah Senior Center. We cooked and provided meals for a few months for the Issaquah Meals Program, and we participated in the annual Turkey Trot for the Issaquah Food Bank. We look forward to continuing participating in serving this community in the coming year in any way that we can. In our own senior community here, we have a very special program that our residents are able to participate in, and we call that program Live with Generosity. And we recognise that many of our residents have a long history of volunteering over the course of their lives. And our program presents an ideal way for our residents to continue giving back with ongoing community service projects. We support local charities and other community organisations by donating supplies, making blankets, packaging care products for the needy. They're able to maintain a sense of meaning, purpose and accomplishment, and all of this is so vital to their mental health. So with that said, it means a whole lot to all of us here at Sunrise to be able to participate in and be a new sponsor of this annual award ceremony this year, recognising Issaquah's dedicated and generous volunteers whose time, energy and commitment to service is something to truly be admired and celebrated. And thank you for allowing us to be a part of that.
Thank you, Hannah, and thank you, Sunrise Senior Living, for being our title sponsor this evening. We want to take a moment to just let you know technology is, of course, not without its challenges. We anticipate slight delays this evening as our presenters and award recipients are coming to you from over 30 different locations. Lastly, I want you to know that besides getting to know the community better, tonight the Chamber is bringing some additional entertainment to the festivities. We'll have a few trivia questions this evening, and we will be awarding $50 gift cards to the winners. So you will want to stay tuned, not just to learn about the great award winners this evening, but perhaps even walk away with a $50 gift card. So I believe that's all the housekeeping out of the way. I'd like to introduce you now to tonight's MC. RIGHT NOEL is a long-standing pillar of our community. He is one of the partners in Carson and Noel Attorneys at Law. He's been an active participant in his church, youth programs, and student education. He has also served on our board of directors for 9 years now and is our current chairman of the board. So with that, I'd like to introduce you to RIGHT NOEL, who will guide you through this evening's activities.
Thank you, Kathy. If we were all together, I'd have everybody give her a round of applause. She's done an amazing job putting this together, her and her staff, and getting a lot of the community and businesses involved during the COVID crisis, and we appreciate all the work that she's done. We historically start this event with an invocation, and they've asked me to do that, so I will do that and then start the awards. If you'll join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we are thankful for the community we are a part of. We are blessed with much, and we have the opportunity to help others, and pray that we may see those opportunities as they come. We are thankful for the unity that is here, and ask that that will help us as we have awards and interact, that there may be a feeling of unity and togetherness that sometimes is lacking during these times. We pray that that will be with our community, that it may be healthy, that vaccines may be distributed, that we may unite and get through this COVID challenge and begin to continue to connect as a community. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. All right. For the first awards, they are Kiwanis Club Awards. There will be two, the Kiwanis Volunteer of the Year Award and the Kiwanis Human and Spirit Values Award. Both awards will be presented by Barb D. Michelle. Barb, looks like you get the picture frame now.
Yes. Thank you so much, Wright. I really appreciate that introduction. It is a great pleasure to present the Volunteer of the Year Award on behalf of the Kiwanis Club of Issaquah. This year's recipient is Jeff Riley, who was nominated for his outstanding work with Junior Achievement. Jeff has spent the past 20 years volunteering with Junior Achievement. Through JA, Jeff has taught economic literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship to thousands of young people in the Issaquah School District. Jeff's dedication to Junior Achievement goals has been recognized by his colleagues. In their nomination letter, they said the following, quote, Jeff has shown strong leadership regarding organization of schedules with multiple teachers every year. His due diligence in creating a relationship with educators he works with, along with looking for ways Junior Achievement can get involved with the team in bowling, has become a strong benefit for Junior Achievement in Washington State. Another colleague said, Jeff is an amazing volunteer who goes above and beyond. And yet another said, Jeff is a hidden treasure when it comes to volunteers who go above and beyond expectations. So we are very honored to present this award. And Jeff, I'm going to show you, if you can see it, we have a beautiful plaque for you, which we will get delivered. And so we are very, very honored to present this award for the Issaquah Volunteer of the Year to Jeff Riley. And Jeff, would you like to unmute and say a few words?
Well, a big thanks. That's incredible. I really want to thank Challenger Elementary, especially in Issaquah. I've been there volunteering for close to 10 of my 20 years for junior achievement, and the teachers there are incredible. I used to be a former fourth grade teacher, so I have a lot of respect for them. And my career at Boeing has been in education, but I go back voluntarily because I just think teachers need that support. And there's an amazing group there at Challenger. And so I always love being there with the kids, the students, the teachers. And I can't say enough about them in particular for acknowledging me, number one, but also just, I do it on my days off too. And something that I take a day off or two just to be in the classroom again and see those faces that you see on the screen. I get a lot out of it. It's just incredible being in the class again. So thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. And I miss not being able to have a big round of applause. So everybody do a Zoom applause for Jeff. So someday we'll be back where we can hear that applause. Congratulations, Jeff.
Thank you. And I hear it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I do.
All right. I also have the great pleasure of presenting this year's Human and Spiritual Values Award on behalf of the Kiwanis Club of Issaquah. The person we are honoring this year has been an exemplar of compassionate care, steadfast advocacy, and community engagement, guided by his faith and his commitment to improving the lives of others. I first met this person through the Issaquah Schools Foundation Basic Student Needs Committee, where he was an active member and a contributor. I would run into him at the Issaquah Nurturing Network meetings, where he is still a regular attendee. And due to his gentle persuasion, I was introduced to Passage Point. As I'm sure, so have hundreds of others been introduced through his outreach for this amazing recovery and reconciliation facility. And I'm sure that by now, many of you know that I'm talking about Don BURNETT. Don is also an active member of the St. Michael's and All Angels Episcopal Church. He provides ministerial services to several congregations. He has been an effective voice, communicating the needs of Passage Point to the school district, the city, and the Issaquah community. He effectively advocated for including trauma-informed education in the school district and education on adverse childhood experiences for the residents at Passage Point. I want to quote from Stephanie Anderson, the director at Passage Point, who says, quote, Don is a kind and compassionate leader within the Passage Point community. He helps residents within our community find their voices, and he empowers them to advocate for their needs. Don is also support to his colleagues and always brings a positive outlook no matter the challenges ahead. He is loved and appreciated by all because of his authenticity and passion for the community. And Don, if you can see it, we also have a beautiful plaque for you, which we will deliver as soon as we are able. So I'm going to turn it over to Don BURNETT to say a few words. We are very honored to present this year's Human and Spiritual Values Award to Don BURNETT. Don.
There's Barb, and what a delight it is to address my bad issues, and what an honor. And I appreciate so much the presentation and where it comes from and the heart for people in this city that it expresses. And on behalf of YWCA Passage Point and our community, I want to thank you so much for this honor and privilege.
Thanks, Don. Zoom applause. And Wright, I will hand it back to you.
All right. Thanks, Barb. We'll next have the Golden Apple Award, which is sponsored by the Issaquah Schools Foundation and will be presented by Jody Mull. Jody, the picture frame's all yours.
So before I start, every year as a foundation, when we give our award, we try to trick our person into getting to the event without them knowing. But this year, that wasn't going to work. So I called the recipient and I said, we're giving you the award. It's on this date. Can you please come? And explained everything. And the recipient said, well, I'm the master of ceremonies. So our award goes to RIGHT NOEL. So we didn't get to trick him, but we could have if we had known he was going to be the MC. The definition of Issaquah Schools Foundation Community Apple Award is to recognize individuals in our community who touch the lives of our children through their financial support, volunteerism, business, or community efforts. This year, the Issaquah Schools Foundation awards the Golden Apple to RIGHT NOEL. RIGHT NOEL volunteers with the Issaquah Chamber of Commerce, Rotary, Volunteers for Issaquah Schools, Latter-day Saints, and Boy Scouts. RIGHT has also been involved in the schools in the Liberty attendance area and has been an active voice for that community, even running for school board at one point. He's married and has 5 children. RIGHT has a law practice in Issaquah, Carson Knoll. His firm frequently is a corporate sponsor of community events, including the Issaquah Schools Foundation, Nourish Every Mind. He previously has been a table captain and a corporate sponsor for numerous years. RIGHT has been on the Issaquah Chamber of Commerce board for 9 years and is currently the board chair. He also sits on the Issaquah Chamber's Governmental Affairs Committee and was one of the Chamber's delegates to the East King County Chambers of Commerce Legislative Coalition for a few years. RIGHT has volunteered regularly at the Chamber's Salmon Days Festival. Volunteers for Issaquah Schools is an organization that runs the campaign to pass the Issaquah School District's bonds and levies, as the district is prohibited. RIGHT has served on the board for over a decade. He was instrumental in mediating a committee that brought stakeholders, the Issaquah School District, legislators, and communities together when there was dissension on the approved levy rate. It was his mediation that brought these groups to consensus with a resolution that circumvented a no campaign against the levy. RIGHT coaches Liberty High School's wrestling team and has done so for many years. The team has been competitive, but RIGHT emphasized leadership, development, and the team has had the highest academic GPA of any varsity sport at Liberty. RIGHT also assisted and took stats at home games for the Liberty football team for 5 years. RIGHT has been very involved with the Boy Scouts as a troop leader and merit badge counselor in the Chief Seattle Council Alpine District. And for a while, he was the committee chair for a local troop as the Issaquah Rotary rep. RIGHT was called to be the bishop of the Latter-day Saints for 5 years. As a bishop, he held the primary responsibility for everything in the ward, both spiritually and temporally. One of his responsibilities was to oversee the youth in the ward. His home served as a gathering place for all the youth, and according to those who worked with him, they loved and respected him. As a Sunday school teacher, he encouraged his students to accept and support everyone. He served as the Young Men's president of the Bellevue South Stake, which included all young men from 12 to 18 years old. He also led the regional youth men's group for 6 years. RIGHT is one of those individuals who always steps up to help, no matter how big or small the job. He is humble and works behind the scenes, supporting the children in our community and the community at large. He is an embodiment of the Foundation's Golden Apple Award. So when we are in person, RIGHT, we will be giving you our Golden Apple, and we would love to have you say a few words.
Well, thank you. That is a bit awkward, being the MC and receiving the award. I'm impressed with your research skills. That is a lot of gathering of information. The Issaquah Schools Foundation is an amazing foundation, and I admire it and its purposes. It has helped innumerable number of kids, and Jody is a timeless and tireless advocate for youth, and I'm humbled that she would present the award and that it would come from that organization. And I am humbled and sincerely appreciate it. I believe in the power of education, and I believe in the power of youth. And we have great youth in this area that it is fun to be involved with. So thank you. All right, enough about me. We'll move on to the next award is the Greater Issaquah Chamber of Commerce Volunteer of the Year Award. It is sponsored by the Issaquah Chamber of Commerce, and the presenter is Kathy McCoy.
Thank you, Wright. I think we're going to surprise our volunteer of the year, so probably not for long. They are actually on our panel here this evening. So I'm going to read it as if we were in person and leading up to the surprise. The volunteer of the year awardee has been a long-time volunteer at the Chamber. She has actually been a long-time volunteer throughout the entire community, serving on nonprofit boards, volunteering at events, and more. When the pandemic hit and all of us that rely so heavily on our volunteers were wondering what we were going to do, this person was one of the first to dive right back in. Once our safety protocols were in place, she was back to work with us, opening up the Visitor Information Center and working with us on projects that before the pandemic were outside of the norm for her. Like many of you, due to COVID and the ensuing closures, there was no shortage of new tasks that we were constantly creating, and due to all of the pivots we had to make. And throughout the year, this volunteer matched us step for step and helped wherever and whenever we needed it. And we needed it a lot as our businesses needed more and more from us. She helped us deliver. From helping guests who came into the visitor center when we got to phase 1.5, of course, to prepping us for a myriad of events, both virtual and live, this Wonder Woman was there. She also sat on a couple of our committees and helped plan and implement new activities for Salmon Days. Furthermore, she undertook multiple responsibilities and actual physical events, including taking on major roles at our golf tournament, farmers market, and streetery. In her downtime, she worked on our volunteer database for the festival, and that's no small task. In any given year, we manage over 500 volunteers and have over 160 unique volunteer opportunities. She was in touch with the multiple volunteer organizations in Issaquah on a regular basis, giving them updates not only on Salmon Days, but other events, including needs of other nonprofits, plus our own drive-up and delivery of masks and hand sanitizers to businesses. She coordinated volunteers for a small number of live events, and she managed to get all of this done in between her roof failing and leaking water, relocating her entire master closet into a guest room for 6 months, and taking care of her brother who had knee replacement surgery. Besides being a faithful volunteer with us for 15 plus years, this volunteer has helped other community-based nonprofits. She has lent her time and expertise as a board member to the Downtown Issaquah Association, Art East, East Side Runners, the Seattle Marathon, and more. It is rare to find an individual who's not only smart, talented, organized, and great to work with, but one who is always so positive. Her personal motto is "Be kind." And that really sums up our 2020 Volunteer of the Year Award winner. For she is truly kind to all she meets. She is a joy to work with and a true asset to the community. Please join me in congratulating our 2020 Volunteer of the Year for the Issaquah Chamber of Commerce, Kathy SCEARCE. Kathy, I know you're here this evening volunteering behind the scenes with Amber. Would you like to say a few words? I'm going to give her a minute and see if she can unmute. Okay. Kathy, one more time. Are you able to talk to us? She's probably mad at me now. Oh, she's shaking her head at me.
No.
Kathy, please just say a few words. I know we caught you off guard.
Just a minute.
Richard, I need to unmute. Hurry.
You're unmuted.
Hurry.
She is unmuted and she ran away from her computer. So I'm going to give her a minute to come back. And I know most of you cannot see what's going on behind the scenes, but she was shaking her head, and now she's coming back. Okay.
Kathy, it's unmuted. You can speak.
Oh, okay. It wasn't me then. All right. I got my husband in here because I thought I did something wrong. Well, first of all, this is a huge surprise. And I really appreciate people thinking of me. And I don't know, there's so many other people that do a lot of things too that need to be acknowledged, especially during this time that we're all going through. But I also have to say that being a part of the Issaquah Chamber of Commerce has been nothing but fun for me. And I really enjoy all the people that work there and come in and visit. And I hope to see a lot of you guys, because some of you I've never seen before. So when we open up again and you come in, if you see me, please stop and talk to me. And thank you very much. I don't even know what to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kathy. And Wright, back to you.
Great. Well, we have our first gamification break. Gamification number 1. So you want to get your chat bar out, ready to type in the answer, because the winner will receive a $50 gift certificate from Big Fish. So here's the question. What was the city of Issaquah's original town name? And Amber is our official designee to figure out who wins. And are we announcing that here, Amber? Or are we? Okay. Sometimes technology is fast and sometimes it's slow. The answer was Town of Gilman. So, Amber, do you know who won?
Yes, Russell J. won, was the first one. Sorry, everybody answered so fast, it just kept strolling.
So congratulations, Russell. A few fun facts regarding the city of Issaquah. It's changed its name multiple times. In 1892, it was the town of Gilman. In 1899, it was the town of Issaquah. In 1959, it became the city of Issaquah. Question number 2, another chance to win. The winner of this question receives a $50 gift certificate from Drew Brew in Snoqualmie Pass. And the answer is, what year did Town of Gilman, City of Issaquah, become officially incorporated? And if you listen to my fun facts, you may have gotten that information already. All right, the answer is 1892. Amber, who's our winner?
Our winner is Dia. So yeah, they should know that.
I don't know who is manning the Dia login, but hopefully he or she will post something so that we can get them the gift certificate. Some more fun facts about 1892. It was the year General Electric, the company, was established. Ellis Island started accommodating immigrants to the United States. The Nutcracker Ballet was written and first performed. And it was the first year that the Pledge of Allegiance was recited in the United States. Now that you've processed all that fun information and logged it in to the memory banks, we're on to our next award. This is the Caring Community Award, and there's 4 of them. They're sponsored by Life Enrichment Options and presented by Francis Chung. Francis, it's all you.
Thank you, Wright. Good evening. Life Enrichment Options has played an important role in Issaquah for over 30 years. First, as an advocate for people with developmental disabilities seeking employment opportunities after high school. Now our mission has expanded to include housing, family, education, and recreation. Life Enrichment Options has always valued community inclusion and acceptance. Tonight, I am honored to recognize 4 awardees who exemplify these values with the Caring Community Award. Our first award goes to Zachary HOCHMAN. Zachary first volunteered to be a gravity car driver in the Challenge Series races when he was 9 years old. After he grew too tall to fit in the cars, he volunteered to help setting up and tearing down the starting ramp equipment, as well as assisting the special passengers into the cars. For his Eagle Scout project, he built a gravity car, which is currently used in the Challenge Series races. After he secured sponsors to pay for the material for the project, he donated the excess $4,500 to the Life Enrichment Options organization. Please join me in awarding the Life Enrichment Options Caring Community Award to Zachary HOCHMAN. Zachary, thanks for all your work.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to receive this award, and this is not something I expected because my involvement with Leo has come solely from my heart. It was a way for me to fulfill my 9-year passion of volunteering for the Leo and the special needs community. Though this recognition is very special to me, people deserve recognition too. Through my 10 years volunteering for Leo, I have had one particular person who has been my mentor. Leo Finnegan has been there with me for every step. The first time I was a scared little Cub Scout trying to qualify to be a race car driver, he gave me the encouragement I needed. I had so much fun that first year, I came back year after year, race after race. I'd like to tell you a little bit about my project that I did for Leo to earn my Eagle Scout rank. I had the privilege of building 2 brand new, beautiful race cars to be used at the annual Challenge Day races. I did this because the races were in need of new cars to expand the amount of special needs kids that could participate in the races. I also wanted to leave a piece of me with the organization. For those of you who don't know what the challenge races are, first of all, you're missing out. These race cars, these are when 2 racers race down a hill in a soapbox derby race car with 1 kid who has special needs. Though it is very competitive, in the end, everyone's a winner. These races are a chance for kids to put down their disabilities and pick up their smiles. I've had the opportunity to volunteer at these races for the past 9 years as both a driver and now with logistics. Like I said before, this recognition does not belong to me alone. I built and gave the Challenge race cars 2 brand new cars and almost $5,000 to Life Enrichment Options. So this recognition belongs to all the people and the organizations that made that possible. Most importantly, it's about the wonderful work that all you supporters do for this community and this incredible organization. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Zachary. Our second award goes to Amelia Harrison. Amelia is a direct support professional and a sibling of a young man on the autism spectrum. Amelia has volunteered for Life Enrichment Options to support our events, projects for over a year, serving in a variety of roles from front office, clerical work to event support and fundraising. Although an essential worker herself, Amelia has gone above and beyond during the COVID-19 crisis to make herself available to support our work at Leo. She is responsive, creative, and dedicated to serving the developmentally disabled community. Please join me in awarding our second Leo Caring Community Award to Amelia Harrison. Amelia, we are grateful for your support.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. I did write something up because I'm a little bit socially inept right now due to 6 years in quarantine. Thank you all so much for this incredible award and opportunity to celebrate with you guys. Thank you specifically to Leo and Grace Robinson for nominating me for this award and constantly supporting me and creating opportunities for our community and for The city of Issaquah specifically, as we collectively watch the world and society standards shift and our idea of what is normal change, it was a reminder to myself that volunteerism and mutual aid are important now more than ever. Creating a safe space for folks with differences to live out their lives comfortably has always been a personal goal of mine. I personally work as an end-of-life doula in order to provide that environment for those that are actively passing or supporting someone who is. Volunteering with Leo has always been a wonderful place for me to expand my own idea of normal and society's expectations of others. The families, residents, and fellow volunteers are inspiring, and I will forever be grateful and appreciative of my time spent with them. Thank you all so much for this opportunity.
Thanks again, Amelia. Our third award goes to Craig RIXON. Upon learning about Leo, Craig volunteered his landscape design skills, procuring plants at cost, arranging to have the youth at the...
Okay. So,
sorry.
They can still see us. So...
Sorry, I'll continue. Let me start over a little bit. Upon learning about Leo, Craig volunteered his landscape design skills, procuring plants at cost, arranging to have the youth at Cascade Covenant Church volunteer to help with planting the beautiful yard at the Nancy House. That's our fourth house that we built and run. Please join me in awarding the Leo Caring Community Award to Craig RIXON. Craig, thank you for your generous support.
Thanks, Francis. It was a great project. Had a chance to get teenagers involved for doing something good for a great organization. So it was a fun time, and I appreciate being able to help the organization. So thanks very much.
Thank you, Craig. Our fourth and final award goes to the Rotary Club of Issaquah. For over 25 years, the Rotary Club of Issaquah has held a challenge series race in Issaquah. Participants and their families look forward to this event every year. The Rotary members make sure that every participant feels like kings and queens. In addition to their involvement in the Challenge Series race, the Rotary Club has a person with special needs as a greeter at their monthly meetings. Please join me in awarding the Leo Caring Community Award to the Rotary Club of Issaquah and its president, Cornell Atwater. Cornell, thank you for your continued partnership.
Well, it is an honor that I accept this award on behalf of the Rotary Club of Issaquah. And thank you, Francis. And I don't see Leo Finnegan on the call, but he is very near and dear to us and really an inspiration for us to continue to support the challenge race. And also to the board of directors for Leo for recognizing the Rotary Club. You know, the Rotary Club really has supported our local organizations in more than a decade. We've established the club since 1977. So many of you know many of our longstanding members, but we really exist to serve our local community and serving the greater world. And we're hoping that we can build a better place for not only us today, but for our community members tomorrow. Our motto, service above self, is exactly what we do. And we continue to collaborate with many of you to try to figure out ways that we can be a better community partner. And we care deeply for the city of Issaquah, and we do want to thank the Leo group for recognizing the Rotary Club. So thank you, Francis.
Thank you, Cornell and the Rotary Club of Issaquah. Wright, back to you.
All right, thank you. We'll now move to the Salmon Champion Award, which is sponsored by the Friends of Issaquah Hatchery, or FISH, and will be presented by Kelly Richardson, its president. Kelly?
Thank you, Wright. Really thrilled to be here tonight and presenting the 2021 Salmon Champion Award. Goes to our longtime fish volunteer and docent, Grace REAMER. Grace embodies the qualities of a salmon champion. Her dedication of her time, her energy to educating others about the miracle of salmon in our fragile environment. She's knowledgeable about the current science, about salmon in the Puget Sound, as well as the Salish Sea. She delights visitors with her animated approach to sharing information about the salmon life cycle, salmon behavior, and the impact of salmon on our ecosystem with visitors to the Issaquah Salmon Hatchery. She inspires and instills a sense of wonder about the miracle of our iconic salmon and helps to keep them coming home. She is passionate about salmon. Her service as a volunteer for fish crosses decades and generations. She looks for connections, opportunities, and always sees the potential in people and ideas. She sees the world of possibilities and acts upon it in a way that connects people and makes the world a better, stronger place as just part of her daily life. We are lucky she found the salmon and our community and fish. She does all sorts of things at the hatchery, whether it is raking leaves to running the gift shop to, well, you name it. She has consistently been the backbone of our volunteers, always stepping up to wherever it's needed. We have learned the more we understand, the more we can help. Grace has helped change habits in ways big and small, and is a hero of today's world, promoting critical thinking and better decision-making. Thank you, Grace, from Robin Kelly, our Executive Director, our entire fish board, and fish volunteers and fish members. You are creating a better world. Grace, I'd like to have you come say a few things. See if Grace can unmute herself. This is a bit of a surprise for Grace. She has been a volunteer and fish docent for 24 years this fall. She does not have an unmute button. Okay, well, that's all right. So, Grace, we will be recognizing you at the hatchery too. So we are looking forward to that. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Wright.
All right, thank you. We'll now have the Greater Issaquah Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award. It is sponsored by the Issaquah Chamber of Commerce and will be presented by Kathy McCory. Kathy?
I'll play now. No.
Thank you, Wright. So in 2020, we were given more than a pandemic. The challenges COVID and the subsequent business closures has made all of us dig deep. And dig deep we have. Strength and innovation have abounded. Issaquah has shown our true colors, and they are brilliant and they are bold. Issaquah has shown, so many businesses have shown that they can face challenges. And before I go any further, I would just like to take a moment to say thank you, all of the businesses of Issaquah. It has truly been amazing to watch you. Now, more than ever, it is my honor and privilege to serve you as the Chamber Director, and I'm truly humbled to be here tonight and present this award. Business of the Year was not an easy decision for us. The community has shared many great stories of success, giving, and triumph. And as in all things, there was a nomination that spoke a bit louder than others, and I think the owner has a lot to do with it. He's a local, has children in the school district. The family supports their children's sports teams and the Issaquah Schools Foundation. The owner is often described with words like generous, enthusiastic, positive energy. And these virtues are evident as soon as you arrive at his establishment. The business is a bit of a legacy. It is known as a community gathering place. Since 1971, this business has been the type of place where everyone knows your name. Some of you listening may get that reference. For those of you that don't, you may have to Google it. Over the last 50 years, thousands of meals have been shared and countless employees have passed through their doors. In addition, this business has consistently supported neighboring businesses, sponsored sports teams, and partnered with nonprofits such as Eastside Baby Corner and Issaquah Food and Clothing Bank to help them raise funds. In fact, they participated in the Community Collection Drive fundraiser for Issaquah Food and Clothing Bank and Eastside Baby Corner's drive-through donation event last May. This event drew 565 cars full of donations. This business partnered with another longtime Issaquah business, Fisher's Meat, to provide free cheeseburgers to the hundreds of donors that showed up. During the same period, they repeatedly donated meals to Swedish Hospital, Issaquah's ICU frontline workers. In addition, they donated over 80 meals in the spring and 100 Thanksgiving dinners to Swedish's ER staff. Since the start of the pandemic in March of 2020, Greg's business has experienced several starts and stops with the governor's restrictions for restaurants. As a result, he was one of the first to pivot and adapt his business to focus on menu specials, increased takeout availability, and outdoor heated patio seating. He has consistently maintained a positive attitude despite the many setbacks. He's a role model to other business owners and community members because of his commitment to not just survive, but to thrive. Gaslamp Bar and Grill is the epitome of community and a shining example of what makes Issaquah such a special place to live, work, and play. Gaslamp Bar and Grill isn't just a tavern. It's a place where folks can feel at home and feel the love that Greg has for them and for our community. It is with great pleasure that we present this year's Business of the Year Award to Greg Fossum, owner of Gaslamp Bar and Grill. Greg is actually working right now at Gaslamp. Greg, I hope you can hear me and you can join us to say a few words.
Thank you, Kathy. I don't take this very well. You've said so much.
You okay?
No, I'm not.
I'm going to step in. I think what you said such kind words, and Greg is sort of speechless right now. I mean, for a bar and grill to get this kind of award is amazing. And he's put in a lot of work and hard effort, as you all know. It's been a tough year and some emotions, but we just want to say thank you, because what Greg always tells the customers is that it is not Greg Fossum that owns the Gaslamp Bar and Grill. It is the people in this community. And we are so grateful and thankful for the people that support the Gaslamp and come here every day. The support has been phenomenal. And thank you for this very kind business award.
Thank you.
And thank you for helping us keep a little bit of a secret from Greg. Congratulations, Greg.
I'm so humbled.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right, back to you.
All right, thank you. I was monitoring the chat and I saw that Grace had figured out how to unmute her button or her mic. So Grace, if you're still there, we'd love to give you the opportunity to say a few words.
To say a few words was, having Eastside Baby Corner next to me is probably the most humbling thing you can ever have in your life. Those people show up every single day. I try and take them tater tots and little things that they can have, and having the rally organization support us is unbelievable. So it's an honor to be part of the community, and it's a blessing. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Greg. Okay. We will move on to the City of Issaquah Youth Leadership Award. It is sponsored by the Issaquah Parks Board and is presented by Kathy Jones, Recreation Supervisor, and Lisa Eckhart, Recreation Coordinator. Kathy and Lisa?
Hello, thank you. Thank you. My name is Kathy, and I am so excited to honor Ryan Reamy. He is a junior at Liberty High School this year. But I can tell you, I first met Ryan when he was a 5th grader. And he applied for the Youth Advisory Board so that he could represent Maywood Middle School his 6th grade year. And he took the Youth Advisory Board by storm. He led the middle school group his sixth grade year, 7th grade year, and 8th grade year. And I can tell you, when I first met him, watching him his 6th grade year, I knew that he was going to be a recipient of this award someday. And here we are. And yay, I'm still here too. So yay. I can tell you then that as he moved on to high school, he took on even more. He is now our community service chair with the Youth Advisory Board. He is the superstar advocate of the Issaquah Food and Clothing Bank. He also serves as the youth representative on the Issaquah Park Board. He is super dependable, and if there's an event, he's there, and he's proven that for the last multiple years. And with that, I am going to pass the baton over to Lisa.
Thank you, Kathy. Hi, I'm Lisa. I work with Kathy on the Issaquah Youth Advisory Board. I have the last 4 years, and I remember 4 years ago, one of the first people that I met was Ryan, and I can't tell you how much of an impact he left on me, and it was such a good way to be introduced to the city of Issaquah. He was so polite but mature, and most of all, just like extremely funny. One of the funniest kids I've ever met in my life. He's and one of the fondest memories I have of him is with the Izzy Kids Triathlon. I was working with him on the running section of it, and he got the title of Bucket Boy because of his willingness to hold a bucket and run around with these kids and cheering them on and just being such a good supporter of them, but also having the bucket. And he still has that title to this day. He will never not have the bucket with him. He's also extremely responsible, dependable, which actually led him to getting a summer camp counselor job with us, working at our kinder camp, working with 5 to 6 year olds and rocking it. All the campers say that he's their favorite counselor. Along with that, he's a straight A student and a recent Eagle Scout, and just one of my favorite people in general. Same with Kathy.
Me too.
We are so extremely proud to give the Youth Leadership Award presented by the Issaquah Park Board and staff at Issaquah Community Center to Ryan Reamy. Ryan, if you can, we'd love to hear your beautiful voice.
Well, thank you both so much for all the kind words. I know I'm not a local of Issaquah, but I do truly consider it my second home. I have learned so much the last few years on the Youth Advisory Board, working with both of you and the rest of the board, and I have just loved every experience I've had working in the community and getting to interact with all the community members, and it is a true honor and privilege to be receiving this award tonight.
Yay! Right back to you. Thank you.
Working on it. Those buttons don't move as fast as we'd hope. Thank you. Okay, we're now ready for our second round of gamification. Amber's all ready to look at the chat line, so pull up your chat box. Be ready with quick fingers to type in the answer. Because the first one to type in the correct answer will win a $50 gift certificate to Tutabella. Here's the question. Who is memorialized via a sculpture on a bench near Issaquah City Hall? And I need the music from Jeopardy.
That was fast. The winner is Robin Kelly from Fish.
All right. The answer is Linda Ruley. There she is in person and the sculpture. A fun fact, for the first few years after the sculpture was installed, a Salmon Days volunteer t-shirt would be put on Linda's sculpture during the festival, and Linda always got a kick out of seeing it. All right, question number 2. What is the name of the person who has won the most awards at the Community Awards Ceremony? The winner will receive a $50 gift certificate to Agave. Okay, if we don't have a winner yet, I haven't seen it come across. No, none of them yet. His first name starts with a D and his last name starts with an H. Oh, we got one. There we go.
Who was that? Was that Debbie?
Correct answer is David Harris with 7 wins. Just so you know, many of the people that were listed came in second. Second place was Debbie Berto, Skip Rowley, and Jack Porter, all of which had received 5 different awards. All right, we'll now move on to the Issaquah Community Builder of the Year Award. It's actually 3 different awards. It will be presented by, it's sponsored by the Issaquah Highlands Council and will be presented by Christy Gerard. Christy?
Thank you, Wright. Good evening, everyone. What a fun night. The Issaquah Highlands has a unique organizational structure. The Issaquah Highlands Community Association is our HOA and maintains our community. Highlands Fiber Network, or HFN, keeps the community connected. And the Highlands Council is the community building arm of Issaquah Highlands. All 3 organizations are led by boards made up of Issaquah Highlands residents and stakeholders. The Community Builder Award recognizes a resident or community partner that exemplifies the mission of Highlands Council: to foster the development of a vibrant and caring community committed to service, diversity, stewardship, and well-being. This award is bestowed by Highlands Council on the occasion of making a significant milestone in service or partnership. Highlands Council is proud to recognize all 3 presidents of our Highlands Council organizations as community builders for their significant and exceptional volunteer leadership service. Jim Young became president of the Issaquah Highlands Community Association in 2012. And since that time, Jim led the transition of the association from Port Blakely as founder to community controlled, has led 2 national searches for executive director, and today works closely with our current executive director, Sarah Hoy, and her staff to ensure Issaquah Highlands is extremely well maintained and financially sound. Charlie Herb moved to Issaquah Highlands in 2003. Drawn to Issaquah Highlands by Port Blakely's urban village vision, which included the promise of a diverse and inclusive community, numerous parks, trails, and open spaces, a future school, hospital, and shopping center, and a state-of-the-art network. Last fall marked his 17th anniversary volunteering with Highlands Fiber Network. He has served as vice president of the HFN Board of Directors for the first 6 years after the community purchased the network from Port Blakely. Charlie was named president of the board last year, and our community looks forward to see how the HFN directors and general manager, Jeremy Fault, under Charlie's leadership, will identify new and exciting ways for HFN to serve the Issaquah Highlands community. And Kimberly Kapestein is no stranger to volunteer leadership in Issaquah Highlands. She has been a part of community event planning leadership for 10 years and a trustee of Highlands Council for the last 2 years. 2020 was an unprecedented year that called for unprecedented service, and Kimberly stepped up big time. When the Black Lives Matter movement gained momentum at the end of May, Kimberly led the formalization of Highlands Council's position around diversity, equity, and inclusion, and she is an active leader of the Issaquah Highlands Cross-Cultural Committee. Kimberly was named president of the Highlands Council Board of Trustees in December, and Kimberly moves from role to role with professionalism, creativity, and a deep-seated community spirit. Congratulations to Jim, Kimberly, and Charlie for your Community Builder Award. Please join me in celebrating these community leaders, these community builders. With that, I'll turn it over to each of them to say a few words if they'd like to. Jim, would you like to go first?
There, I think I am unmuted. Christy, thank you very, very much. Just keep it short because I was sitting here listening to everybody else who spoke before me, and I was thinking, I don't really want to speak because I'm not sure I could keep up with what we've been listening to over the last hour. But it's been an honor working with the Highlands and the other organizations within. And it's just fabulous having lived there for 13 or 14 years to see how it's grown and gotten bigger and smarter. And thanks again.
Thank you, Jim. We appreciate your service. Charlie?
Thank you, Christy. Appreciate this award. It means a lot. I definitely share this with the fellow board members. Many of us have been on for quite a number of years, and getting community ownership of this valuable resource was a huge milestone back in 2013. And it really sets us up well to be able to do some pretty amazing things in this community in the future. So thank you.
We appreciate you, Charlie, very much. And last but not least is Kimberly. And Kimberly lives just down the block from me, and I kept her award. I know that Sarah and Jeremy had presented the awards to Jim and Charlie. So Kimberly, I'll be heading down the block after this is over to give you your award. But would you like to say a few words?
Wonderful. Can I come up? Video come up?
There you are. We see you.
There you are. Well, Christy, I'm obviously always happy to be a part of everything that we do with the community. There's always work to be done, and being under your leadership as one of your go-to people when it comes to doing work on Highlands Day, I've always been enjoying everything that we have to do. And now it's a collective process, obviously, working with my fellow presidents on just doing what we can to make Issaquah Highlands just stronger and together, obviously, for the community and what we can do for Issaquah as a whole. So thank you for this award. Very much appreciated. And yes, I'll meet you halfway to get my award down the street. So thank you.
Thank you. Right back to you.
Thank you. We now have the City of Issaquah Volunteer of the Year Award. It is sponsored by the City of Issaquah Senior Center and presented by Brian Burston, City of Issaquah Recreation Manager. Brian?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm honored to be able to present the Park Board's Volunteer of the Year. I'll say awards because there's two people. Not a surprise, we weren't able to pull that one off this year, but our two recipients are Tara Michaels and Betty Robertson. They're sort of our libraries extraordinaire, if you will. They're sort of a real-life dynamic duo. Tara and Betty have been at the Senior Center for since the city took over operations in January of 2017. In a nutshell, they manage all the Senior Center's books, puzzles, and games. This includes organizing, labeling, and shelving all the paperback and hardcover books, categorizing them by mystery, adventure, romance, biography, histories, and other sections of interest. This also includes all the puzzles and games, making them easy to find, accessible to use. They've even created a special puzzle section for seniors to be able to take puzzles home and work on them, on their own time in their own home. Under normal circumstances, the Senior Center receives a lot of donations, right? So it sounds simple enough when I say it, but it's a lot of work. And I so appreciate these two because you can imagine that with COVID, people have had a lot more time on their hands. And with that has come, I think, a lot of cleaning of closets and all those spaces that just didn't get looked after. And we received a ton of donations, so much so that we sort of had to put a hold on it until we get a little bit post-COVID in order to address all those wonderful things that people are so kind to give us. They spent countless hours just going through and sorting and cataloging and just to maintain all those books, puzzles, and games. And the ones that we don't keep, we actually donate to make sure that they're used. So Tara and Betty, they do such a great job of helping make the library a welcoming environment where seniors can have a comfy place to sit and read, work on a puzzle, play a game, watch a movie, or sit and visit with their friends. Above all this, they bring tremendous joy and uplift all those they come into contact with. You got to meet the two. They're a kick and they're a lot of fun to work with. When they asked about how long they plan on doing that, they said they can't imagine they're going to do it forever. So I'm going to hold them both to that because I want them to do it forever. Our volunteers right now are socially distanced down at the senior center. Fortunately, they can see and hear everything we're saying, but they have no vocal capability. So with that, they're not going to be speaking tonight, but through those technical difficulties. But we do have Catherine Wismer, one of my coworkers down there, that's going to be able to present her with the awards. Again, socially distanced, doing the right part, all that good, healthy stuff, right? So Tara and Betty, you guys are awesome. Love you guys, and thank you for loving and caring for the seniors in this community. It's so appreciated. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you. All right, we will now move on to some new awards that haven't been presented before. They are the 2020 Hero Awards. There'll be 3 awards presented by the Mayor, Mary Lou Pauley, and Victoria Hunt, the Council President, and these awards are sponsored by the City of Issaquah. I think Council President Hunt will go first, so we'll turn it over to her.
Nice try, but the mayor's going to go first and do it. And then Vicky's going to take the stage. Right, I want to thank you for hosting this event evening and just ensuring that we can still continue this wonderful community event, even in times like we have. So thank you, and thank you, the Chamber, for doing this. Before we present this new award, I also wanted to thank some of the elected officials and the staff that have come tonight. We're regulars at the ceremony, and it's always been fun to hear the stories of everything that's going on in the community, all corners of it. So we do have City Council President Victoria Hunt here this evening. Councilmember Tola Martz, I saw him in the chat in the attendees list, as well as Councilmember Zach Hall. Councilmember Barb DeMichelle is here and was one of the presenters this evening. I also noticed when I was looking through the list that we have a couple of our past serving electeds here as well. So welcome Mayor Fred Butler and Councilmember Russell Joe for all of the service that you gave to the community over the years. I'm excited to have my staff here tonight. I have City Administrator Wally Bobkowitz. I have Autumn Monahan, who is the assistant to the City Administrator, and I have Joanne Biscara from the Mayor's Office. And you've already heard from some of our fabulous Parks and Community Services staff. Thank you, Kathy and Lisa and Brian, for presenting. And I do believe I have Jen Davis-Hayes as well, who works on as our Economic Development Manager and has a really close relationship with the Chamber. So thank you for that. Why did we create a new award? We had wanted to find a way to celebrate and focus on things that make our community special, which is the people. And in this particular year, past year of 2020, there were a lot of things that happened that were really amazing. And we wanted to be able to recognize people for that. So this special honor celebrates those who recognize a need in our community during the COVID-19 pandemic and answered the call for help. And at this time, right, I'm going to turn it over to, actually, I'm not turning it over. I'm looking at my script, got it a little bit backwards. I think I am up first. Let me double check this. Actually, let's turn it over and have Council President Hunt do the first award. I'll do the second one. Council President Hunt.
All right. Thank you, Mayor Polly, and good evening, everyone. Our first award honors the staff and volunteers of the Downtown Issaquah Association, or DIA. And here I will show the award. This very special organization works to cultivate a thriving Old Town that builds community and celebrates our downtown's iconic charm. Soon after the pandemic hit, DIA's staff and volunteers sprung into action. From filling empty buildings with artisans to providing custom business assistance to downtown merchants, this organization has continually delivered creative programs that support our community. A perfect example of this work is their partnership with the City of Issaquah on the Downtown Streetery. This project was an Issaquah Recovery Task Force initiative to help restaurants and other businesses meet physical distancing requirements by closing Front Street to vehicle traffic and offering more space for outdoor seating during summer weekends. DIA was crucial in spearheading business coordination, communications, and day of support, and this was really appreciated. As one business owner said, the Streetery created a sense of community and an oasis of calm for all the patrons who attended. This success story is a true testament to Issaquah's determination, teamwork, and resilience. Thank you, DIA, for supporting our treasured downtown businesses. And I'd like to present this award to all DIA staff and volunteers. And additionally, Christina Bruning, DIA's board president, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, thank you. It is an absolute honor and privilege to accept this award on behalf of the Downtown Issaquah Association and all of the extraordinary volunteers. I see that there's a number of folks on the Zoom call this evening, so a huge shout out to our team. When I think of a hero award, you know, with COVID-19 hitting all of us, you know, I think we want to always pause and think about the healthcare workers, the first responders, our city staff, and all of our neighbors that have made a difference. And Council President Hunt, thank you so much for recognizing the Downtown Association's efforts. And I want to also do a shout out to the Chamber of Commerce for 41 years of keeping a tradition longstanding of community awards, especially in light of what we're all facing. So despite of all the obstacles and the uncertainty of 2020, it is inspiring for me personally to see how we have seized the opportunity and accelerated the Issaquah community to what's going to be the next normal. 2020, as many people may or may not know, was actually our 25th year of service to the community. It was an absolute pleasure for me to be a part of the story. The charismatic group of business owners and volunteers have made it be a joy to come every day down to Front Street and meet up on the sidewalks, meet up on the street, and figure out together how we are going to make the change that was needed. The world, as we move forward, will look completely different. And it's inspiring, again, for me to see the innovation that has been made possible by our community simply coming together. Our team, for the Streetery alone, 100 plus volunteers, our artisan market that drew thousands of people into a safe community gathering location at our old historic road building served many purposes. One, we were surprised to see how many people still came down for a beer, and how many wonderful artists that we have in our community. So our team continued to carry out their work. They took big risks and they achieved tremendous results. And these results were not the work of one person. It was the work of many people with a strong partnership of the City of Issaquah and the staff of the city, the economic development team, and Public Works as well. So it's a special honor for me to be able to say thank you. Thank you all for recognizing the contribution that our team has made. And I would just like to close by just saying, you know what? We love local. And we look forward to seeing you all soon in your historic downtown. Thanks so much, and good evening to everybody.
Thank you, Christina, and thank you, Council President Hunt. Christina touched on a lot of points about why the Council President and I felt so strongly that we needed to have some recognition for those exceptional efforts in 2020. This really is a community that cares, and it showed by all of the different activities that we were still able to execute on and provide something good, something social, something fun during the year in a very safe way. So thank you for that. I get to present the second award, and I am presenting this award to Michelle Anivo for her service during this period of time. And I will find a way, this is so hard to do on Zoom. I will find a way to deliver this beautiful award to Michelle. During the pandemic, Michelle found a way to feed healthcare heroes at Swedish Issaquah, support local and in some cases struggling restaurants, and give our community members a useful and tangible way to make a difference. At first, her goal was to raise $5,000 via a GoFundMe and purchase a few meals for Swedish Issaquah workers from our local restaurants. Our community, however, had much larger plans, and by April 15th, Michelle's campaign raised $50,000 for more than 700 donors. Thanks to amazing generosity, Michelle ordered meals and snacks from a variety of food vendors such as Zeke's Pizza, Ben & Jerry's, Agave, Cucina, Baitong Thai Restaurant, Mod Pizza, Shinhua Cafe, Habit Burger, Gaslamp Bar and Grill, Starbucks, Ben & Jerry's, and Pinkabella Cupcakes. Michelle organized everything from the safety of her couch or home office, while the deliveries were almost all done by the restaurants themselves to keep the most people at home as possible. The result was grateful healthcare workers and food vendors who enjoyed a boost to their businesses. If you want to feel really inspired, I invite you to read the comments on Michelle's GoFundMe page. Thank you, Michelle, for supporting so many community members who were essential in serving Issaquah during this pandemic. And I'd love to invite you to say a few words.
Well, I didn't know this was coming. My husband kept me in the dark. So I just want to say a big thank you to the community, because otherwise this wouldn't have happened. I just, thought this would be a fun project to work on when my business wasn't happening in the spring, and it took on a life of its own. And I love that it also came back to life over Thanksgiving and Christmas. And all I had to do was put out a little call and say, hey, they need to be fed again. And I am still feeding them. I just gave them a snack from Las Margaritas on Monday. And I have a fun snack going in from Bohm's chocolates next week. So I love that I get to still do this. I have never met any of the people that I have been feeding, but I am partially vaccinated right now, and I am going to go out there and drop off the Bohm's candy bars, because I am thrilled to get to finally put a face with a name. So thank you so much for thinking of me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, Michelle, I am sure they're going to be glad to see you. You have brought out the best in everything that we love about this community. So thank you so much. And I'm going to turn it back over now to Council President Hunt.
Thank you, Mayor Polly. And our final 2020 Hero Award honors the staff of the Issaquah Food and Clothing Bank. And I will show the award here. This stellar lean team of 11 dedicated professionals gave their all under tremendous stress since the COVID-19 pandemic caused people to lose their jobs and seek food assistance, many for the first time in their lives. Our neighbors needed help, and with the steadfast support of our community, this team rolled up their sleeves and took action. Their ability to quickly innovate a new way of operations, logistics, staffing, volunteering, and distribution soon after the initial mandates was miraculous. This team reinvented major processes from development to delivery and learned to navigate new government programs, pivoting at a moment's notice as the environment they operated in kept changing. Their effort was exhausting, yet the team remained energetic and dedicated to serving their clients. Almost 14,000 since March. In addition, they revamped the tradition of the holiday gift barn and instead provided more than 1,500 gift cards worth $50 each to families in need for holiday presents and toys. I'd like to read a story from a grateful client. The client said, "Your food pantry started helping my husband and me when we became homeless and lived at the Lutheran Church parking lot at 66 and 63, coming from an upper middle class background, homeless due to medical crisis. Your team saw the shock on our faces when we first entered and really tried to help us. Without your services, my husband and I literally would starve. Be safe and bless you all." On the call with us tonight is the food bank's board chair, Tom Ehlers. Also Val Tinker, who played a significant role in the past year's emergency operations, and Lisa Haynes, volunteer coordinator, and there are also other staff and volunteers on the call. Thank you, team, for your tireless dedication and sacrifice during this pandemic. And Corey Walters, the food bank's executive director, is here with us tonight to accept this award. And I would like to ask if you would like to say a few words.
Yes. Thank you. What an honor to be nominated for this award on behalf of our organization and our volunteers. A hero is a person who, in the face of danger, combats adversity through feats of ingenuity, courage, and strength. And during the Issaquah Food and Clothing Bank's COVID-19 response, 480 different volunteers served 7,675 hours. It's been such an honor to work with our staff and volunteer team. They are all filled with so much heart. There's so much skill in our organization, and everybody has been adaptable to greater meet the needs of our community. So thank you so much for recognizing the hard work of our volunteers and our board of directors and our entire staff. It's a true honor to be a part of this list, and there are so many other heroes out there in our community, and I would just like to say thank you. We definitely couldn't have done it without the city of Issaquah. So thank you, Mary Lou, Polly, and Victoria. We appreciate your support.
Thank you, Corey, and thank you, Council President Hunt. There are some other stories we've received as well that are heartwarming, and we'll be sharing them through the next few weeks. There was generosity throughout the community, and it was just really amazing and heartfelt. So congratulations to our 3 2020 Never Come Again year winners of the Heroes Award. You've been fabulous. I also have the honor of presenting the last award of the night. It's always exciting to present on behalf of the city a Hall of Fame award to somebody who's made significant contributions on many levels over a period of time in town. From Ruth Keys to Harvey Manning, the impressive list of Issaquah Hall of Fame inductees truly embodies the best of our community. Over the years and through their many contributions to Issaquah, members of the Hall of Fame have raised the bar with their inspiring examples of service, leadership, and civic-mindedness. And tonight, I'm proud to announce our next inductee, David Wagner.
Oh, wow.
David, surprise! It worked! Yay!
I'm right in the middle of a VFW meeting, so holy cow.
Well, hang on. I have a little bit to tell everybody about you in case there's a few people here who might not know your story, and then you will definitely get a chance to come in. I am glad you are surprised. It warms my heart.
Wow.
David is a longtime resident of Issaquah following 21 years of U.S. Army service. He is a Vietnam vet, and he has received a Purple Heart Medal for wounds received in combat. David is the consummate volunteer, always willing to step forward when there is a need. He has displayed outstanding leadership and initiative for veterans, seniors, and the environment. For example, David was instrumental in spearheading the effort to update the Veterans Memorial to include Issaquah sons killed in the Korean and Vietnam Wars, and to change the name of the memorial field to Veterans Memorial Field. He is also a 19-year master docent for the Friends of Issaquah Salmon Hatchery and has taught thousands of children about the salmon life cycle. In addition, David served with distinction on the Issaquah Cemetery Board for 12 years, with 8 of those as chair of the board. David is also a tireless advocate for seniors and veterans, He has served 4 terms on the King County Veterans Advisory Board and was helpful in acquiring $97,000 from the King County Veterans and Human Services levy to replace the windows and make other improvements to the Issaquah Senior Center. He is a member of the VFW and is a Veterans Service Officer, volunteering to process claims and provide transportation for vets to the VA hospital. From working with the Issaquah Press to publish its Lest We Forget series, to personally organizing Issaquah's Memorial Veterans Day ceremonies since 2005, David has always worked behind the scenes to promote civic-mindedness in our community. David, thank you for your decades of service. And I know you're so shy and get so tongue-tied that it's going to be really hard for you to share a few words. But if you could, I would love to give you an opportunity to share the floor. Congratulations. And you're going to have to unmute yourself.
There we go. Got me now?
There we go. We can hear you perfectly.
Can you see me? I don't know.
We can see you. We can hear you.
Okay. Right here in my hallway outside my bathroom. That's really cool. No, I'm honored. I think of all the wonderful people that we've known here in Issaquah. It's home, and I got an opportunity once to write in a book that was published about Issaquah, and I compared it to the salmon coming home. That's what it's like. What a wonderful place that we live. There was a movie once. A river runs through it. Remember that movie? Well, we have a creek that runs through our wonderful little city. And something else two things I'm going to say quickly. One is in our cemetery, Hillside Cemetery, we have 566 vets buried, 500 through all kinds of wars. 19 of those vets were Civil War vets. Boy, are we fortunate to have all those stories right here in our little hometown. And the other thing is, what people don't realize every day, when we fly that POW MIA flag, we're flying it for the 5 veterans that never came home. They were MIAs, missing in action. And that's what that flag is about, POW MIA. And they were MIAs. One Skip never came home. Body has never been found. That's what's important to me. That's the most important thing in the world, that we honor those people who gave their ultimate sacrifice for this country and our little town of Issaquah. So with that, and I'm getting teary-eyed, I'm going to shut up, and I thank you. And now the only thing I can tell you, Mary Lou, is we just got to keep on working, making it better for everybody. And until I don't have a breath anymore, I'm going to be doing that. So I thank you all, and it's a wonderful honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. I didn't hold up your award, but I don't even know if it matters because my camera's doing such a poor job of showing it. You're amazing. I couldn't be prouder to be a mayor that was able to give out this award and this appointment to the Hall of Fame. And it's always fun to make you cry because I hardly ever see you cry. So glad you were surprised and glad you're joining such a really prestigious list of contributors in our community. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to our host and thank the Chamber for pulling this all together tonight. Right?
Thank you. What a wonderful way to end the evening. We are truly a community of diverse, strong, caring, and giving people. It is an honor for the Chamber to host this event each year. The Chamber represents and promotes Issaquah throughout the state of Washington and throughout the country. And it promotes business interests to local governments. The Chamber is full of businesses that contribute hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars to charity each year to nonprofits. The Chamber or the businesses of Issaquah employ tens of thousands of people. And as you've heard stories shared tonight, the people of Issaquah community have rallied around businesses, and businesses that are continuing to be successful at this time have rallied around the community. Many of us in the Chamber, maybe all of us in the Chamber, truly believe that the power to lift centers in businesses, and the business's ability and success truly has a huge impact on the community. And we are honored to celebrate that each year through this event. So that concludes the evening. We hope all of you have a wonderful evening, and we look forward to next year's event and hope that it will be in person. Thank you.